Hello everyone, ladies, gentlemen, and otaku alike. Welcome to Recall Reviews. Recall here again. I recall it for you. Now, every once in a while you get one of those movies that holds a special gray area. It's not really something you'd call good, but something you can't exactly call bad. Project A.P.P.P is one of those movies. Now, the reason why is, well, let's just take a look and find out why.
Today, on this 16th anniversary, we remember the extraterrestrial object which landed on Graviton City, killing its population of 6 million and reducing it to rubble in an instant. The impact burned out all vegetation over a radius of 60 kilometers, and the pillar of smoke could be seen 200 kilometers away. A new Graviton City has grown in the crater left by the impact. The remaining wreckage of the meteor itself is incorporated into what has become our military command center.
So, with the movie taking care of the exposition for me, that saves me a little bit of time. Our movie here starts off with A.P.P.P waking up and getting ready for her first day of school. Now, a little bit of background on Project A.P.P.P. This was originally supposed to be part of a hentai series by the name of Cream Lemon. Now, as to the reason why it became a feature-length film instead of a hentai, I have not the answer. With that said, like all high school protagonists in anime, she's late.
First day, I'm late.
With that little bit of awkwardness out of the way, we're now introduced to Eiko's best friend Seiko, who's here to pick her up for school. It's here you find out that Eiko is gifted with superhuman speed just because. Now it could be used to comedic effect, but then they do this.
There it is. We'll take a shortcut, Seiko, if you say so. Enjoy your meal.
Be ready to see this shot often, because it's a running gag in the movie where they're constantly late for school and Eiko has to bum rush them to school. With that said, we have the introductions of Eiko and Seiko to the class. Now, Seiko is possibly one of the worst examples of her archetype I have ever seen, just in the sense of how she has this ungodly annoyance about her. This we'll see more later in the movie. But here we have the blue-haired beauty in the class giving Seiko the eye. And I think we all know the eye that she's giving her. With that said, it seems like she takes an instant liking to her, and I'm okay with a lesbian aspect in anime and in storytelling in general, but with that said, I have to question her taste in women. Out of all the people, it has to be Seiko? And after a pointless reaction scene to Seiko's terrible cooking, we have the blue-haired beauty spying from afar, plotting with her little groupies on how to obtain Seiko. Following this, due to a scene where once again Seiko is disrupting everything, Eiko is told to stay after class to organize the room, in which you find a few examples of her superhuman strength. Here we have one of the first references to a series that was quite popular at the time in Kenshiro no over here. Seriously, like, just because you can parody a series doesn't necessarily mean you should.
Hi, big boy.
What?
I ain't no boy just because I shave every day. You gotta be initiated, which you might find.
Oh God, why? After that scene of oh God, why, we have Eiko beating the living shit out of Kenshiro no over here. Now, This leads us to Biko, and yes, her name is Biko. Little background with the names Eiko, Biko, and Seiko. You see, in the studio in Japan, they will name the tertiary characters, like Eiko, Biko, or Seiko, just as a little placeholder so they know how many backgrounds and how many additional voices and so on. It may also be used for unnamed side or even main characters. So that's the little name pun that they gave us. Moving into this scene that, yes, takes place in a bath, brings up a point. The music in this movie is very good. I mean, just listen to this.
Seiko. God, she's beautiful. My heart's been racing ever since I laid eyes on her. She's got such a great laugh. And even when she cries, she's cute. Her eyes, the way she moves. Seiko, you've got to be my friend.
Right. Friend. We all know what you actually mean. With that said, why Seiko? After a few pointless scenes of the teacher lecturing Eiko about the classroom, we have even more pointless scenes of Eiko and Seiko palling around the city. This leads into, well, this.
It's the Colonel! Keep away!
I genuinely have nothing to say about that. That's just fucking bizarre. After that, there really is no reason for any of what's been going on in the last few scenes, other than the fact that they quickly glance over a subplot that's been going on throughout the movie that barely has any presence until, well, the third act, which I'll get into when it happens. That, and just giving you another example of Eiko's ungodly superhuman strength that they never explain.
Huh?
The background information disk you requested is beside you.
Thank you.
Going back to the music again for a quick second, I love Biko's theme song. It's seriously one of the best character themes I've heard in a very long time. It's just this beautiful, slow, melodic, brooding, almost sad kind of song. And it's just amazing. With that said, we do find out that Eiko, Biko, and Seiko all knew each other because they were in the same kindergarten. This starts possibly one of the best points in the movie, the third act, which is just a continuous fight scene between Eiko and Biko, as previously in other scenes, Eiko has laid waste to everything that Biko has thrown at her, which includes these giant mechs that she's just ragdolling around the area. Now, we also have a scene which also pokes fun at women's battle attire in anime and in turn video games, of how it really isn't practical but somehow works. One of the best things about this fight is how little of a fuck they give about the environment that they're in. This fight starts at the school and escalates to across the fucking city. With that said, the fight also interrupts an alien invasion. By the way, that subplot I was talking about earlier, yeah, there's a full-blown alien invasion going on. And they destroy both ally and enemy forces in their personal squabble, disregarding everything that's going on, until Seiko gets abducted because they think she's the princess that they've been searching for 16 years. Again, why Seiko? So Eiko and Biko team up so they can save Seiko. This leads into this.
Echo! I wanted the pleasure of finishing you off myself. Oh well, can't have everything.
What a bitch. With that little tasty jam out of the way, Eiko and Biko managed to successfully infiltrate the enemy alien spaceship, where in a previous sequence we get most of our Macross, Space Battleship Yamato, and even a Captain Harlock reference. With that said, they managed to not only stop the aliens, but crash the ship down near the school, no one is harmed, and to everyone's surprise, the school was not evacuated during this whole alien invasion crisis where most of the city was evacuated. That being said, as far as the damage in the city goes, it's not quite Man of Steel, but I would say almost Avengers level. With all that said and done, why does Eiko have superhuman abilities?
Oh! Ah!
I'm ready for a change. Eiko! Time to go! Bye!
So, what you're telling me is, in the end, Eiko's father was Superman. I'm not kidding you. That scene was not doctored in any way, shape, or form. Her father is the goddamn Man of Steel, which raises the fucking question, where the fuck was he during the fucking alien invasion? All that aside, is Project Eiko good or bad? As I said in the beginning, Project Eiko's a gray area. You can't exactly call it good, but you can't call it bad either. It's a fun ride from beginning to end. It's probably one of the more enjoyable movies that I've chosen to sit through, and I'm damn happy that I sat through it. Project Eiko, I would honestly say, if you don't want to buy it, definitely find a way to stream it. Project Eiko is definitely one of the more entertaining and enjoyable movies that I've watched. The music was great. I mean, just a total 80s sound. Totally great for anyone enthralled in the era that this was made in. The character design I actually really enjoyed. The animation was fantastic, especially for the times. And even compared to some stuff I've seen now, the animation is jaw-dropping in some senses. That being said, Seiko was a pain in the ass. Eiko is pretty much your one-note goody-good protagonist. Biko is just a bitch with terrible taste in women. And if you listen in on the clips, it's not exactly a noteworthy dub, but I'm okay with that. I'm usually a stickler for dubs, but the way I see it is, I was very okay with this because it fit. It just worked. I would definitely at least give this a 6 out of 10. It's definitely worth your time. It was definitely worth mine. That being said, the next piece that we have, not so much. Tune in next time for a win named Amnesia.